Hey developers, so today we're looking at another Udemy course review. Today, Understanding TypeScript 2020 edition with our favorite instructor, Maximilian Schwarzmüller. I'm going to talk about this course and why you guys might want to check it out. I also put a link in the description below if you want to check it out, and what I think about it. So make sure you stay all the way to the end. Hey, and if you don't know, my name is Eric. I'm a full stack software developer. I'm also a big fan of Vue.js, React, JavaScript, and TypeScript. So if you guys like these type of videos, make sure you smash that like button and click that subscribe button, and you'll be I'll let you know next time another video comes out. All right, so let's just jump into it. Okay, so you could see here, this is the Understanding TypeScript 2020 edition. This is the name of the course, and the reason I thought maybe this would be a fun course to review today is because I keep on getting lots of messages, especially with the release of Vue 3, of like, hey, I heard Vue 3 is really great at TypeScript. I heard TypeScript's important in Vue 3. It's and I don't know TypeScript. So I thought, what better way of introducing people to TypeScript than showing you guys a pretty good course on TypeScript. So as I said at the beginning, if you're interested in TypeScript, I put a link in the description below for this course. If you use it, I actually get a few bucks. It helps out Maximilian. It helps out me. Yeah, so make sure you use that link in the description below. So let's talk about this course. I'm going to tell you what you can expect from it. We're going to actually deep dive into it. I can't really show you the videos, of course, but I can tell you and talk to you about the topics. I did spend some time earlier today and yesterday just looking over this course to try to understand it. And as always, Udemy is doing their sales all the time, so make sure if you click on the link that you buy it during one of its sales, because you can usually get it around between $10 to $15 is the normal price. Otherwise, it's around $100. So you can see here that it's last updated July of this year. I'd also just be aware every time you look at Udemy courses and you see last updated, as far as I can tell, it's pretty easy to manipulate this. You can just make a very slight change to your course, and then it says it's been updated recently. So I think Maximilian is one of those people that you can trust, that he actually did an update in July of this year. But some other instructors you might want to be careful about. If you don't know Maximilian Schwarzmüller, he is a huge developer on Udemy. He has lots and lots of courses. He actually has his own course platform we can talk about later that he opened up recently. But this is one of his courses that's been around for a while, was recently updated, and has some really good information on it. It has 4.7 out of 5 stars, has like 76,000 students. You can imagine that's just so many people have taken this course. And so what you'll learn is a TypeScript and its features like types, ESX support, classes, modules, interfaces, what TypeScript's all about, the advantages. Now, I know TypeScript, I think it's at 3.9, I think. Let's see, your TypeScript latest version. And 4.0 is now available, and 4.1 isn't currently in beta. So, I mean, the TypeScript has the whole spec for TypeScript. They keep on adding to it. If you don't know, it's a superset of JavaScript, but it has been continuously been updated. Now, I would say from this course, from looking at it, it does go over the basics of TypeScript. It also goes over some really nice things like generics and decorators and things like that. But if you're looking for like the cutting edge 4.0 and 4.1 new features, this course is probably not for you, which might be a good thing, because if you are a beginner trying to learn TypeScript, this is a really good course to take. And by the way, I would say you probably want to know JavaScript, or at least the basics of JavaScript, before you learn TypeScript, because like I said, TypeScript's a superset of JavaScript. But so this course isn't for those people looking for exactly the latest and greatest 4.0 TypeScript. This is more a big overview of the most important features. You can see here, I think he says I think the amount of hours is 16 sections, so it's 14 hours. It's a good length. And we'll talk about the different sections in a minute when I jump into the actual course inside Udemy. And it has tons and tons of reviews, lots of 4 or 5 star reviews. You can look through those and make a judgment for yourself. I mean, keep in mind too, Maximilian does a lot of different courses. He does Node courses, he does Vue courses, React courses, Angular courses. And you could see, at the age of 13, he started learning web development and programming. And here's here's more information about him. So you can see here, 15 hours on-demand video, 21 articles, 210 downloadable resources, full lifetime access. So let's look a little deeper at the topics that you'd expect if you buy this course. All right, so on the right-hand side here, my face is in the way. But you can see the first is they have a normally getting started. Oh, I'll mention this first. So this course has been out for nearly 3 years right now. And so that is a long time for a course to be out. But he has been updating it regularly. You can actually see from one of his announcements that he updated it about 10 months ago. And then he started actually putting inside his sections his course legacy. He would mark parts of his course legacy, and he's been deleting those as time goes on. So he actually has re-recorded this whole course since it's been released 3 years ago. So if you saw it 3 years ago and you think this is outdated course, that's not necessarily true. He has been updating it, and he had a big major upgrade about 10 months ago. And inside that 10 months when he came out, he actually added in a few new sections. So the biggest thing he added in was a React, JS, and TypeScript section. And he added a Node.js plus Express plus TypeScript section. So those are really cool. So if you want to use TypeScript in a Node app, there's a whole section on it. And same thing if you're trying to add it with React. Now, I didn't watch the React one all the way through. I don't know if he's actually using props. It looks like he is using props. I just checked here. So it looks like it is kind of modern React too, which is really cool. All right, I just wanted to mention that. So I'm going to move my face here a little bit and see the sections. You can see on the right-hand side, I'm scrolling through here, and I've been able to go through it. The getting started section is, you would assume, like, where do you get the resources, all the information about it, what are the advantages of TypeScript. I can tell you right now, one of the biggest advantages is the IntelliSense in your IDE and being able to add types to everything, and being able to more easily troubleshoot problems. I used to know a developer that thought TypeScript, and in some ways he was correct, that, TypeScript can replace some of your debugging tools that you use. It can replace, I would say it can't replace tests, but it's definitely going to help you create apps that are less full of bugs, because if you have types, then you can kind of catch things when you're actually programming and developing instead of after it's already out in production. And he talks about IDEs. I'll give you a hint. He's using Visual Studio Code through this whole app, which is, I think, probably the best way to do it. And then he goes into TypeScript basics like modules, types, array types, things like that. And things that usually, even if you're not a TypeScript expert, these are just really basic things. Kind of what I found interesting is he has a little bit about the TypeScript compiler, which I thought was interesting, add watch modes and different directories, which is something you don't normally get just on really basic TypeScript tutorials out there. He also, this feels a little outdated right now, but he has a next generation JavaScript and TypeScript where he talks about some ES6 functions like let and const and arrow functions. I didn't really find too much value in this because I know this really well, but it's nice. It's a nice little bonus he added in there. And then he has a section 5, classes and interfaces. I like this section because if you are using Angular by chance, you are going to be already familiar with this. In Angular 2+, they have a class-based system throughout their apps, and that's essentially what you're going to learn here. Like, how does interfaces work? How can you create different types? The read-only property, how you do getters and setters, how do you extend things. I think if you're basically using vanilla JavaScript and you're using types, or using a back-end language and you're going to use classes, or you're Angular 2, then this is, and you're using classes, this is a perfect section for you, section 5. You could definitely skip this section if you are not using Angular with classes, and you're not using old React with classes, and you're not using like a backend language with classes, like a Node with classes. This is something you could skip. I find it a good refresher for me because I use Angular a lot. Then they talk about advanced types, like how to do unions, overloads, properties, nullish, coalescing, option chaining. These are really handy, especially if you're looking at kind of creating your own special types and being able to understand how to do that using these different things. I find this is a little bit more advanced, and this is a section I would highly recommend for people who really want to understand TypeScript. Should go over this section. Generics and decorators are kind of like the bread and butter of TypeScript when you get beyond just basic types. So learning how generics work, learning how decorators work, they are complicated, but I think Max does a really good job at explaining them from what I've seen. I haven't had a chance to like create my own decorators too often. It's something you don't often do, but it's good to know that you have it in the language. If you are a TypeScript expert and you disagree with me, leave a comment below and let me know why I'm wrong. Then this is new. He 10 months ago when he redid the course, he added in an example project. So he has a let's build a drag and drop project. So I'm sort of the person when I teach things, I like to teach little mini sections. And I know some teachers like to create full projects, and this is what Max did in this case. He created a full project to kind of help put all these different ideas together in an app. So I haven't gone through this app all the way, but it looks pretty good. I mean, it has, I'm going to click on one of these and stop the video and see here. Okay, so you can get an idea of what it looks like from this screen here. He has like this title, description, people. Here's like he's using decorators as auto bind. He has like this drag and drop interface. Let's see here. Here's the project again. So it looks like you can probably add different projects. You can drag these cards around. Yeah, it looks like a pretty neat project. So modules and namespaces. Essentially how you do namespacing in TypeScript. I think this is an important section. He does pretty well about it. I haven't seen this one using Webpack with TypeScript. There's definitely several different ways you can use TypeScript in your project, and Webpack is one of them. There is, I want to say people use, there's a couple of other tools. I'm trying to think off the top of my head that you can use the TypeScript without using Webpack. I wish he would have jumped into those, but I'm glad he at least showed one section of how to use it with it. Then how to use third-party libraries. And then here's another section, kind of another newer one when he redid it, which is time to practice. Like, let's do a select, share, and place app. So you have like kind of a map here. Let's see if I can show you a picture of it. Let's see if this looks okay. Okay, so you can kind of get an idea. He has this map here. It's TypeScript in the background. So that's really neat too. And then he has a whole React.js and TypeScript. He does not have a Vue in TypeScript. So if you are looking to use Vue.js with TypeScript with Vue 3, that doesn't exist. Although I have plenty of videos on my channel for that on TypeScript and Vue. I've done recently. I did one where I actually created a whole bunch of types and tied it into the store. And that was a really fun project. I also did one with just minimal typing with the Vuex store, but the types are all inside the Vue 3 app. So yeah, check out some of my videos if you're interested in that. But this is good. He has this section in here. This is once again brand new. And then he has the Node.js and Express section, which you can then set up really easily. Uses the TypeScript command line utility to create your files, and then he kind of ties it in all together, and it works pretty well. So overall, I would say this is a pretty good course. I'd recommend it for someone trying to learn TypeScript. It's over 15 hours. Once again, if you already kind of understand TypeScript really well and you want to know like a lot more advanced stuff in the latest 4.0 things that just came out, then this probably course isn't for you. But I think for beginners, this is perfect. So once again, if you guys are interested in this, there is a link in the description below. Make sure you click on that link. I'll also include it in the top pinned comment. And buy the course. It helps my channel out. It helps Max out. And you may learn something and you can get a really good deal for a TypeScript course. So thank you so much. If you disagree with anything I said here, leave a comment below as well. I love to read them and respond to them. So thanks. Take care.